hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Sevilla 1, Arsenal 2 match review. And we've got the wonderful Daymos. How are we doing, Daymos?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Look, it's 24 hours since last night's game. I'll be honest, I still wasn't that happy after the game, and I'm still not that happy right now. There's certain things
what was you not happy about? Okay.
I'm not happy with Odegaard. There's a big problem there. He's a big problem. And I'm not happy with Raya in goal at all. Not happy. It doesn't feel me with confidence. What do you think the issue is?
Before you get on to Raya, what do you think the issue is with Odegaard? What's the reason? And do you think there's players around him that's not able to get the best out of him? Or do you think it's just him having a bad run of form?
Just him. As he's the captain, he's just signed a new contract. If anything, he should be up for it. And he just doesn't look it. He looks like he can't be bothered sometimes. And I'm like, nah, you're our captain, mate. It's annoying.
Yeah. I want to see him create more, but do you think possibly we should think about putting in Smith Rowe or certain other players that are creative in that position just to give it a try? He's not invincible. No one should be invincible. We've seen Arteta's doing things at the moment, so maybe give him a rest.
I think so. I'd give Fabio a chance. Fabio is a playmaker. That is what he's good at. Odegaard just isn't doing it right now. And personally, if you're not doing it, get out of the team. There's other players in the squad. I'm more harsh. I've always been very harsh on the players, but yeah, if he can drop Zinchenko, he can drop other players for bad form. He can do it to Odegaard for me. He's not a captain I'm going to miss if he's not on the field.
If you stop, yeah, of course. Now we've got other players with great captain leadership qualities. So
yes, Mr. Declan Rice is one of them. Right. Before I get in the comments, I know that there were some comments that have been deleted. I don't know who deletes them or YouTube does. I don't know what it was. But Steve and Tony were in the chat doing silly comments. They have disappeared. I do apologise, but it was a very good conversation. And unfortunately, it's not on here. So big up to Steve that was already doing it. But they're not here now, mate, so I can't put them up. But big up to Luke, my Northampton Town fan. Hope you're doing well. Northampton 2, Leyton Orient 2. Well, that's a decent result, mate. So it's better than a loss. That's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. He's off to Haven this weekend. So enjoy your weekend. Have a great time, mate. Silva saying, "Buenas noches." Big up to Tony. Hope you're doing. Oh, jeez, I'm just. Buenas noches, says Tony Fulbrook. Evening, brothers. Literally for Daymos, but he's my pod brother.
Yeah. Yeah, Brendan.
Evening, guys. Bobby, agree with both of them. Are worries, yeah, 100% about Odegaard, says Brenny. As I've said, Bobby, we've had a bad history in giving some players pay rises and then not giving all and losing form. Yeah, Odegaard is now on a base rate of 240,000 a week.
What was he on before? Was it like
100 and I don't want to get this wrong. I think it was about 105, 110, something like that.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a big jump. I'm not saying you shouldn't deserve that, but yeah, sometimes it can play on your mind. I'm sure.
It can. Brady saying evening to everyone in the chat. Maria, 5 matches, 5 mistakes. Lucky he got away with. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Should we talk about Raya quickly while we're on the subject then?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Go on. I mean, do you have any more thoughts to add on Raya?
Drop him. It's literally just drop him. What about you?
So how you feel, mate? Now, I think, all right. I've seen when he got brought in, I thought he's okay. He's a good goalie, and I thought, all right, Arteta's doing a thing. And then one game passed, and then I think we played a combination of Champions League and Cup games or whatever. And I thought, okay, don't worry, Ramsdale will play the next one, and he didn't. I was like, what's going on here? So my initial worry is the way Ramsdale's been frozen out. He's not even getting a look in on the alternative games, whether it's Cup or whatever. But Raya's been okay. I just don't like that part. And everyone's been on his case. And I'm thinking everyone's overreacting. And then yesterday he did a couple of those. And I'm like, oh, man, now you're justifying what all these guys are saying. What's wrong with you? Yeah. But to be honest, my only worry was yesterday. I thought, hang on, maybe everyone has a point. Maybe he is a bit sketchy with playing out from the back and passing to a position. I don't know if that's his natural game. I can't remember if he did that for Brentford or whether he's been asked to do something that's not his natural thing. But yeah, we got maybe he's seen all the pressure. Maybe just give him a rest. What's wrong with bringing Ramsdale back when he's I know he's on paternity leave or whatever, but bring him back. Mix him up.
He's probably back now, so I would pick him against Sheffield United. Obviously, Ramsdale has a soft spot for Sheffield United as well. So I'd bring him back personally, and I do kind of like this idea from Tony. Just don't sign him. He currently is on loan. Don't trigger the option. Personally, that's why.
Imagine you're treating him better than one of our own players. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't even bought him yet. Imagine that.
Exactly.
Imagine we killed the relationship with Ramsdale, and then we're F's off as well. That wouldn't be great. So we've got to be careful.
And Tony is done with Raya. I'm done. There's no defending him now. His passing isn't great enough. Even his long passing, which is what he's literally come in for, his long passes is just not hitting the target. I can guarantee you, Tony, Hein is not a hidden gem. He's good, but he's nowhere near Arsenal quality. I know him. Arthur Okwanko, who's on loan at Wrexham, in a couple of years, I expect him to be the hidden gem, but that's a couple of years away. He's doing brilliantly at Wrexham. The remarks that I'm getting from the coaches is he's impeccable. So Arthur, a couple of years' time, I guarantee he'll be in the Arsenal goal, I think, at some point. But it's a right now situation.
Wait, but hang on. But you have to give Raya some credit. You have to give him some credit though, because Raya's not exactly a United's goalie. He's not like that, is he? Onana, do you know what I mean? He's not back to the early what's his name? Who's the goalies we used to have that were just calamities after calamities? Flapianski and all those sort of players. He's not like that. Not bad. Come on. He's just made a few silly mistakes. He's a good catcher. I like him. I just think the pressure might be what's getting to him. And I don't want to see Ramsdale frozen out. So that's so back to Ramsdale, I think, would be a wise move.
Exactly. This is the thing. We keep playing him after he keeps making mistakes. The fans are going to keep going on at him if he keeps making.
Arteta's stubborn. He did that with he's done that with a few players who he's like, no, you need a run of 5 or 6 games, no matter how you're playing. I hope he's consistent with that mentality. That's all. It's a bit odd.
It's a situation we're going to have to keep an eye on, because at the end of the day, and a lot of people don't talk about this enough, is Ramsdale, for him, what's important is Euro 2024. If he's not playing for Arsenal, he's not going to get selected.
100%. And
he's
Fabio
going to
ain't
have
really
to
done
move
nothing
on.
wrong. I mean,
No.
some people in our groups have made good points. There have been some goals where his hands doesn't seem quite strong enough, and he does hit his hand and go in.
Yeah.
But overall, he's not really. He's got us to where we are as a goalie.
Yeah, Tony's saying here, Damien, a good catcher. Why is he punching backwards?
People can make mistakes, but yeah, no, I hear what you say. That, yeah, I don't know what happened there. To be honest, that was
awful.
Game, man. Yeah, that was not good for him. Not good for him.
Can you imagine next year Raya number 1 and Runnison number 2? I can guarantee you Runnison will never play for Arsenal again. I can guarantee you that is not happening. The loan move to Cardiff is not working out well, so he'll definitely.
Oh man.
I can catch a fish. Doesn't mean I can play in goal for Arsenal. It's impressive if you can catch a fish, to be honest, because the ones now around here
skill.
Me.
So yeah, that is a skill.
That is a good skill. Right, let's talk about the game. So we did finish 2-1 to the Arsenal. Martinelli, we've got to talk about this goal mainly because that was beautiful from Jesus and then Martinelli. Look, we weren't impressive in the first half. That first half was poor until that moment for me. What did you think of Jesus' touch and his pass and Martinelli's finish as well?
I thought... Actually, before I go on to that, there was a time before we had a chance and everyone says that was a sitter. But if you've played football, you might realize that when you're off balance and you haven't got much time, you know that I need to strike the ball and it's going in. But when you're off balance, you haven't got that time to set yourself up. So he did the right thing. And the way it went, where it went, I understand why that happened. Yeah. Some people may think he had time. He didn't have time. I saw that much on the replay when I watched it again. So I don't fault him for that. It happens. But then he showed his quality and his class with that touch. The first touch was almost a bit too far when it came. It kind of rolled away from him almost, and he did that turn. It was amazing and brilliant football. So now it was good to see that. I haven't seen us have a little counter like that for ages, and it was lovely. Lovely to watch.
Yeah, it was good to see. But the finish was marvellous from Martinelli. Brave as well. Took on Nyland. Nyland is a proper goalkeeper, so you do have to beat him pretty well, to be fair. Jesus, second goal. Wow. That's what a striker should do. Just so everyone's fully aware. That is what a striker should do. What did you think of that goal?
Nice. Caught me by surprise because I was doing something quickly and then I heard everyone cheering. I said, hang on, let me see this. And then when the replay came and he was on the side, I was like, hang on, how's he going to score from here? Because I knew he obviously scored. I saw what he did. No, it was lovely. I mean, just touch and move and just hit it. It's a beautiful goal. Let's hope we see more of that. We just want to see much more of that.
Yeah, Temi, I have seen your question. I'm going to bring that up in a little bit, mate. Just want to keep on to what we're talking about at the moment. Jesus didn't mean it, says Sony.
What was he aiming for then?
I know.
It wasn't like he was crossing it like someone last week.
Well, yeah. Look. Brilliant finish. Right, we're going to have to quickly talk about the Godelj goal, mainly because, for me, that was a weakness of Arsenal. Yes, it beat White, fair enough. But Jesus against Godelj is a very strange matchup for a marking, if I'm honest. What the heck was that about?
Do we do zonal marking, or is it just any man takes whoever they can find? I mean, I don't know.
I think it's any man that takes anyone, yeah.
Yeah. You've got to get your big guys with your big guys, and do you know what I mean? It's... Sometimes it can happen. You're not expecting to pick out the 1 week area, the 1 week matchup area, are you? It happened.
Yeah,
it was.
It wasn't great.
Yeah,
but we then held out and we won 2-1, and that's the main thing. But it wasn't a great performance, and I'll show you why. Because stats says it here. Right, the possession-wise, I kind of expected that. We're in Spain. It's Seville. I kind of expected to lose on the possession. 11 shots for Seville, 14 for Arsenal, 2 shots on target, 4 for Arsenal, 4 corners for Seville, 5 for Arsenal. Now, this is the bit I want to talk about the most because what I've said on all reactions and what I always look at for every single game is 85% plus for passing accuracy. If it's below that, it's poor. Not only Seville did it, but we did it, which is very unusual for Arsenal. We are normally 87, 88, 89. Last night, 81%. Now, I can't picture, pinpoint exactly who that mainly was, apart from Odegaard. I don't want to just pick on that specific player. but he was the only one I really noticed that was making his passes not going where they were meant to go.
Yeah.
But that was really poor from us, our passing wise, because that is normally our game. That is our one thing that never fails.
We just couldn't find that rhythm at times.
But what did you make of the actual overall performance of the game last night? Because I wasn't happy, if I'm honest.
I wasn't happy with our final third play. And again, I'm going to defend the front three for this one because we weren't creating that many chances for them to begin with. But the way we were building up the play, I felt comfortable. I felt we controlled that much, the first 2/3 of the pitch. And I felt that in the first, even though it wasn't a great first half, I felt that part was okay-ish. It was just the final third. And again, Jesus had that chance. And I can't remember if we had any other chances in the first half. We had a couple ones where, who was it? Martinelli came through and, So I thought, okay, we're knocking on the door, but it wasn't the levels that we know we can reach. But again, you've got to give Sevilla credit because they're a quality team. They have their moments, don't they?
They did.
So I did feel overall, it wasn't like we were getting battered, and it didn't feel like they were having chance after chance against us. That's how it felt.
Yeah, well, near the end, I think they were, but to be fair, they were looking for equalising. That was going to happen. Mariano had a couple of chances. Rakitic, for me, was outstanding. I don't know how old he is now, but my word, that player can still play. He is fantastic, Rakitic. Wow. Yeah. Right, before we get into the actual team, I do want to quickly ask this question that Temi put. Serious question, is Odegaard on fraud watch? I know it's a serious question, but I'm going to try and rephrase it. Is there a problem with Odegaard? Personally, I think there is. Daymos, what do you think?
Doesn't fraud watch mean people think he's just never been all that? Isn't that what people mean when they say that?
Yeah, but I know Temi just likes to do this just to
I think he started off slow and he's proven he's at a good level, and he's proven what he can do for the last couple of seasons. And I've been happy with that. And it's just, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's because of the players around him. I mean, it might be you might say it's an excuse, but for example, Rice on the weekend, that's the first time I saw Rice. I noticed actually he was the main player that was actually taking the ball out, taking it past two players and taking them out of the game. And that's what Partey used to do, right? And that's the first who we were playing Chelsea. See, I forgot these little teams. I forget who they are sometimes. But yeah, when he did that against Chelsea, I thought, okay, he's the only one trying. Whereas Jorginho, he was being safe, knocking it sideways, doing old Flamini and Gilberto kind of things. And again, I'm no disrespect to Jorginho. I like the way he hustles and does the defensive, but on the attacking, I just feel he doesn't take the initiative to bring it forward. That's not his job. Imagine if you had two Rices, i.e. a Partey and a Rice, whatever the Partey issue is, two of them taking two players out of the game. I think that would have done really well for us against Chelsea because they clogged up the midfield. So back to what you were saying. Sorry, I just went on so much. I forgot what was your initial point. The initial question was...
We're talking about Odegaard, yeah.
Odegaard. So if he had two players like that took two players out of the game, it might give Odegaard that freedom to just do what he normally does. I don't know if our midfield structure's not working for him. So I don't know what the issue is, but something needs to change somewhere.
Yeah, I would drop him. I would drop him, especially against Sheffield United. I think we've got good enough players to play against Sheffield United. We don't need Odegaard. Give him a rest. Maybe that's what it is. He just needs a rest. He's going to get criticism. You kind of want to take him out the firing line for that. We did it with Havertz. We took him out the firing line. We gave him some substituents, and it's working for him. It's building his confidence up a little bit. So just drop him. He's droppable. Every player should be droppable. It's as simple as that. Yeah. No one should be guaranteed a shirt at Arsenal. Rating Raya a 5, no, a 4, no, a 3. You choose. I'll definitely choose a 3, mate. I'll definitely choose a 3. Don't you worry, Tony. Jesus didn't mean it. Oh, he's on about that goal. Jesus at a fault for their goal. It's a bit harsh, but he is the one marking Goodell. Sure, I can see where you're coming from.
But when a forward is marking a defender for a corner, you can almost have allowance to say, well, that's not really your job in a sense. So, although it's frustrating, you can almost, if it was one of our defenders that did that, I'd be more up in arms, personally.
Yeah, I'd be the same. Jesus out then. He's got a little knock. We need to wait until Friday to work out exactly how bad it is, but I think he should be okay. The best thing about the game was we won. Yeah, it was, literally. Away the lads. Big up to Geordie. Hope you have a really good game against Dortmund. I'll be honest, Dortmund are my German team, so I kind of don't want Dortmund to lose too much. But yeah, big up to Newcastle. Hope you do well tonight.
They're looking good.
He thinks he's there, listens to too many opinions on how great he is, and got the money now. Okay,
That's a fair point.
Odegaard.
He might think he's a bit better than he is. Maybe.
Temi gets a. You're allowed -2. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to allow it. I do get it at the moment. If he's there to defend, then defend. Very good point.
Yeah.
Because if you're not good at defending, don't be in the penalty box. Simple as that. I get it. Right. Let's talk about the actual team that Mikel actually chose. So, Daymos, when you saw this team sheet, what did you think? I know a lot of people had issues with Party and all that stuff, but whatever. But this team, were you happy with the team?
I was happy with the back four. Raya's there, he's there. Do you know what I mean? I thought, okay, fair enough. I thought overall, do you know what? It might work. Jorginho's kind of safe hands. He can kind of hopefully just defend and keep that sort of help with the defense. So I thought that might help us with a team like Seville. So I didn't have a problem with the lineup, to be honest. There's other players you can put in and whatever, maybe, instead of him. But I thought, it's okay. I thought it should be enough to not. I thought it'd be enough for us to play better than we did. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Tony, we'll talk about that situation nearer the end. We're just trying to get through the ratings, to be honest now.
What did you think of the lineup yourself?
I was happy that Zinni wasn't in because I thought Zinni up against Luka Bacchio would have been a nightmare. So I was glad to see Tommy in there. Obviously, I know the situation with Party, so I wasn't surprised to see Jorginho in there. But other than that, because at the end of the day, we had to respect Seville. Because, yes, they're not doing very well in the league. In Europe, they are a different animal. To be fair, last night, they didn't impress me that much, apart from Rakitic. Rakitic's the only person I was like, wow, he's good. Other than that, I didn't think much of them, if I'm honest.
Ramos? Not Ramos. I say Ramos. I was watching a video.
Campos.
What's his name? Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He was in my 5 to watch. He was decent, but again, we're better, which I like. I like the fact that our defenders can handle him. But Rakitic ran that midfield. He won that midfield for me. Declan Rice was close second, but Rakitic was amazing all over the pitch. I'd take him now if I was to be honest. But anyway,
really? I don't even know how old is he? I don't even know.
He's got to be about 31, 32, surely. He's been around for years. I'm going to quickly look it up before we go into the scores now because it's going to bug me. Right, Ivan Rakitic, 35.
Wow, he's doing good.
Wow, that was impressive from a 35-year-old last night. What on earth was that performance then? Wow. Okay, whatever he's drinking, keep on drinking it, mate, because wow, he looks amazing. Anyway, right, let's get on to the ratings. So we're going to start with Raya, please, Daymos.
I think you should give him his because I think, all right, how do I even? He made a couple saves, but he made more mistakes than the saves. So you look at the result. Okay, look at the result wasn't that bad, but then is that because he was good, or is it just because they was bad at getting the ball in the net? But I'm gonna give him a 5 or 4 because he did it twice. I'm gonna give him more 4 to be honest because he did make some saves, so there were some positives, but he kicked it at them. And he did it a couple of times, and I know he nearly punched it in the net. That can happen, but still, that could have been, those mistakes could have led to 3 goals for and that would have gave him a 1. So I'm gonna give a 4. Again, the positive from that is that he did make a couple saves, which again could have been worse.
Is his job, yeah. It's his job.
You're hard, I know. I was being a bit generous with him there because I was just trying to look at the positive. But I know, bloody hell, I'm not happy.
At the end of the day, it's his job, but he should be saving some. But he does seem to be making a lot of mistakes. I'm one that actually liked him. I actually like him. I watched him at Brentford. I watched him at Blackburn. I actually quite like the goalkeeper. It's just not working out right now. I don't know what it is, but something's just not working out. Right, Mr. Blonde-haired Benjamin White. Don't know what he's doing with his hair. We'll give that rating.
I'm not sure about this hair either. I'm sure it's taken away. Yeah, it's taken away some of his powers a little, but he's quality. But yeah, the hair. Are you rating him or? Oh, I'm doing the rating.
No, these are all yours, Daymos, right?
Okay, cool. I thought White was okay. I don't know if I know I'm jumping ahead to Saka. I don't know if because of him and Saka weren't really linking up the way they have been known to.
Yeah.
So maybe it made White not look as good. But I'll give him a 6 or 7. I'll give him a 6. Yeah.
No problem. Let's move on to Saliba.
I thought he did his job the way he normally does his job. I'm going to give him an 8, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Gabriel.
I was happy with him too, to be honest. And I'm also going to give him an 8 just because, not just because, but I was happy with the way they were handling their situations. That's what you want.
Yeah, 100%. Tomiyasu.
I'm going to give him a 9, because I thought he was on fire. He was everywhere. I just was happy with the way he was performing. And he's looking strong. He's looking good. And I just thought that was a good performance for him. It doesn't mean he has to have assists or goals, but doing his job in left back, I was happy with his performance. So you could say I'm being generous, but maybe it's because I'm really happy with the way he played, and I want to see more of it.
I agree, because Lukebakio, who he was marking, was probably one of the best wingers I've seen in Spain all season, and he just dealt with him. He literally had to go off Lukebakio because he was not performing at all. And Tomiyasu, absolutely brilliant. I know that he's also added stuff to his game as well. He's go into midfield now and do that, and I'm like, wow, brilliant stuff, mate. Right, let's move on to Jorginho.
For his defensive play, he would get a higher mark. For his offensive play, slightly lower. So I'm swaying between a 6-ish. No, I'm actually a 7. He'll get a 7 because I was happy with his pressing. And again, that's been a bit generous. Actually, no, I'm going to give him a 6, actually. Give him a 6. Because I want to see more from him moving forward.
Okay. Let's move on to Rice Baby.
He was quality. I'm going to give him a 9 because I'm liking what I'm seeing. So may he continue in that direction, to be honest. This leadership qualities, man.
He just makes me smile. He gets the ball and just makes me smile. When he literally took on the field, I was like, oh, go on, Rice. Go. I wanted him. I didn't want him to pass. I just wanted him to go for it. Even if he skied it, I just wanted him to go with that ball and just go rock it. Even if he missed by 100 meters, I don't care. It's just the fact that he just took the balls and went, I'm doing this myself. So I love it.
I failed to mention actually with Saliba where he was just playing with the defense and he was just so comfortable on the ball always. That's part of his game now. We don't expect any less, but he does it so brilliantly. He could have got a 9 for that alone. But anyway, let's move on to the next one.
All right, Odegaard.
I'm gonna give him a 5, man, and that's because he just didn't seem like he was in it the way we know he can, or he's done it before. He wasn't creating nothing really for the others, and his passes were a bit off. So a 5. It's a bit generous, but again, he was part of the build-ups and stuff, but it's just not at the levels we've seen.
Correct. Let's move on to Saka.
I'm gonna give him a 6. This is not, again, he's not doing what we know he can do, but probably the reason why, I'll go back to the Chelsea game, they were smart because the only balls we were giving to him was long balls, and they had Cucurella, what his name was, he was there on his case all the time. So let's hope other teams and other players don't follow the template of how to beat Saka. But you saw in Chelsea, actually, I'm going back to Chelsea, I should be talking about this, but when Saka did have some space, you saw some positive movements. But yesterday, he did have a couple of moments where he had a bit of space. Wasn't doing what he normally does, but he was there and thereabouts, getting kicked up all the time, poor kid. But I'm going to give him a 6. And again, some players and other teams would kill for that 6. So it shows the quality that Saka's at, but we want to see them 8s.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to Martinelli.
I'm going to give him a 9, not because he scored, or partly because of that, but he's his legs and his pace, he does give him trouble. He had that chance earlier where I think he ran through and I think did the keeper save it or did it go wide?
It just hit his Nyland managed to save it,
But he was in that area, and you just want to see your players in those positions. But he's always causing problems. I love him as a player. He's really good, and obviously that goal took a lot of bravery and skill to just walk around the goalie like that. So that's what I give him.
No, that's fine, mate. Jesus.
And I can't give Martinelli a 9 without giving Jesus a 9 because he was also on fire. And I was saying that before he missed that chance that everyone was killing him over.
Yeah.
I was happy with his movement and what he was doing. But, you know, the way he created that goal for himself and the way he created the goal for Martinelli, you know, he could be a 9 or a 10 literally just for those 2 moments. But I'm going to give him a 9 also.
Brilliant stuff. Let's move on to the subs. Right, so the first subs, Havertz came on in the 73rd minute for Odegaard. So what did you make of Havertz?
He's there and thereabouts. He didn't do nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I would say that's a positive. It was a positive performance in the sense he came there and it was. Everyone's been on his case. I've been on his case, but he's like, do you know what? He's probably doing better than Odegaard. He was just there, and I think he was part of. He was just good at the pressure and moving forward. He weren't too bad. I'm not saying I want this for 90 minutes, but he came on and he was okay. So I'm going to give him at least a 6 because it's not, he weren't on for long and that's too bad.
Yeah.
It's a good 6 compared to others.
Yeah. Okay. Eddie was on long enough to score him. So we're going to quickly talk about Eddie.
Yeah, he's you get a 5, but part of it isn't his fault because there was times where he was there that people weren't able to find him, and then when did he have a chance? He just wasn't really in the game at all. But part of I saw him on the front line, on the back line, just waiting for the ball, trying to find spaces, and no one was finding him. So is that his fault, or is it the fact that no one's creating the space, or is it his fault that he's not in the right space? That's why they couldn't find him. Either way, he wasn't in the game, and that's why I'd say a 5.
No, fair enough.
He was pressuring.
Yeah. I've just realised I've done that the wrong way around, but never mind.
That's right.
Hang on, that's wrong. Why is Trossard come on for? Trossard came on for Saka. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't even know he was on the pitch. So and that's no disrespect to Trossard.
Yeah.
They were coming at us, weren't they, at that time? So maybe that's why I didn't really see much of us moving forward. So I can't really rate him, but it'll probably be like a 4. I didn't really see anything. And again, it's not no fault of him. It's just that's what happens sometimes.
Exactly. Just to quickly cover, Kivior came on for Martinelli, but he literally was on for a couple of minutes, so it's not even
a couple of minutes. That's a good sub because we were trying to hold on to the game. So yeah,
exactly. Right, Mikel.
For the result, you will get high marks, but for some of the decisions, it's a bit. And again, some people think just look at the result. Yes, you do, but you have to look at how you win and how the game goes. He didn't do bad. I mean, the most important thing is the result, isn't it? But
it is. But
maybe if he made a better choice with the Odegaard situation, I'm not saying he's the psychic, but maybe if he had another player in there, we may have done even better. But I can't. We won the game, Champions League game. Our first. We're back after how many years? So I'm going to give Arteta a 7 because at the end of the day, he picked the team won. But there are a couple of decisions that could have changed the mark.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's get into everyone's comments because they've all been putting their scores in as well. Let's have a look. Okay, so Tony started with Bobby Cho. So it's Raya's got a 3, White 7, Eva 7, Gabriel 8, Tommy 9, Rice 9, Odegaard 5, Jorginho 7, Martinelli 8. Jesus 8, Saka. So there are long lines as Daymos is, to be fair. Arteta 5 for picking Raya. Look, I get it. People are going to be different on this.
Yeah, you lose marks for that, yeah.
Raya -2, White 5, Galiba 7. Oh, he's trying to confuse me now. Okay. So that's so we got Gabriel and Saliba both get 7. Right.
John back pass, he's taking the mick.
8, Rice 8, George back pass 5, Lock on guard 3, Arsenal 8, Jesus 9, man of the match, Saka 4. Wow. Subs standard 6, Arteta 8 for away win at the European. Yeah, that's fair dues.
It's fair.
We haven't won since 2006 in Spain, which a lot of people forgot. And we've only won 3 games out of 17 in Spain. So it's not a place we like. So to be fair, it is a hard place to go to win, especially for us. Can't sell Party the law states you can't sell something about pointing out the issues with it, and the introduction will be too long.
Tony's on fire today, isn't it?
He is. Big up to the other Tony saying Raya 3, White 6, Saliba 8, Gabriel 8, Tomiyasu 9, Jorginho 7, Rice 8, Odegaard not applicable, can't score absentees, Saka 6, Martinelli 7, Jesus is 6. Oh my word. My worry is take Rice out. We're in. Yes, I'll be honest. We miss Rice. I think we're in big trouble, if I'm honest right now. Matthew Lee Benjamin. I know you're talking to Temi on this, but I'm interested. Jorginho averages 10 progressive passes per 90 open something eyes. One game doesn't find a back pass. And to be fair, he is quite progressive most of the time, Jorginho. And it's not necessarily him that decides to go back. If you look at the side of the pitch and the Mr. Orchestrator, it's Arteta that decides how people play. He's the one that sets
Does he? Obviously, you can pass. Everyone can pass forward, but does he? It's not his game, but does he ever take on a player, or does he weave through traffic and take two players out of the game? And we've got Rice to do that. And I think that's a quality that we need to have in our locker for certain teams.
Yeah, it is.
It does open everything up, and people take that for granted. Partey was doing it a lot last season. Saliba was doing that a lot that season, and just by doing that, we have a man up on everyone. It's an amazing thing. So again, Jorginho, he does do that. He can pass forward, but majority of his passes are safe. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, it's just the way he plays. He's never been one of those players that is exciting to look at. He just does. He's a Ronsil.
He does what it says on the tin. Yeah, he does. But sometimes you might want something else. That's all I was saying. Yeah. So yeah. I don't dislike him. I like him. He's almost like, remember El Nene is quite safe, does a job, works hard. He's kind of that same sort of mentality and level. So I don't fault him for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Tony's giving all the subs a 6. Tomiyasu man of the match. We have got the Twitter result from what Tony posted earlier on Twitter about the man of the match. I'll put that up in a minute. Gabriel Jesus scores forward, Northampton Town. Gabriel Jesus scores defender, Northampton Town. Luke, are you playing FIFA at the moment, mate? Is that what's happening? Let the whole world laugh. They say that laughter prolongs the life that's bearer, but this is not so. Big up to Alexander Shikov. Big up to you. No idea. Just love the way Bobby says people. What do you mean people? What have I done? What have I done? If Jorginho goes forward, who covers him? Certainly not Odegaard. Back pass refers to a pungent, non-risky passes in that particular game. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. What was I going to say? I was going to do the show the result from Twitter. Right, here we go. You should be able to see it on here. So Tony posted it earlier. 146 votes, so it's a fair good amount. So Jesus got the man of the match. Gabriel Martinelli only got 3%. Harsh. Declan Rice was second, and Tomiyasu got third. Look, the fact is, they all played very well yesterday. All those 4 players. It is hard. I feel it's a bit harsh on Martinelli to only get 3%, if I'm honest.
No, but I understand. Because out of the 4, you could say it doesn't mean he's not valid, but he's probably the least favourable out of the 4. So everyone's split. So 3 sounds harsh, but I get it. It could have been either one of the others.
It could have been, yeah. Don't forget, Jorginho only cost 13 million. That's how I look at it as well. He was cheap. But yeah, absolute madness. Tomiyasu was my man of the match. My man of the match is also Tommy, if I'm honest. I love Declan Rice, but Tommy, just because he literally kept out Lukabakio, who is one of the most exciting wingers in the league at the moment. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. But that is it. It's a very quick review because, it was last night. We're not angry. We're not depressed. We're not excited because, it was yesterday. Daymos, thank you ever so much for coming on, mate. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter under the same name, or X, or whatever they call it. But yeah, thanks for having me, and it's been good.
Thank you, mate. I'm trying to work out what I'm doing this week. Right, Friday, I'm joined by Brenny, Daymos' brother, my pod brother, for the Sheffield United preview. Obviously, we can't do a watch long because it's a 3:00 kickoff. So we are doing a match reaction at 7 on Saturday night, because on Sunday I have to do the Manchester Derby. So I have to do the match reaction on Saturday night because I'm doing the Manchester Derby with my FTSN brother Colm, who is a Man United fan. So I will also be cheering on the Man United as well, because I cannot stand seeing that other team win. Thank you ever so much, Tony. Really appreciate it, guys. Take care for now. See you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.
All the best, guys.